Summary: The 5-Second Rule, Mel Robbins. How many opportunities have you let slip away because you hesitated for just a few seconds? How many times have you woken up, hit the snooze button, promising yourself you'd get up later? To start the day late with that lingering sense of guilt. Maybe you're tired of waiting for the right moment that never comes. Meanwhile, life keeps moving, time doesn't stop, and opportunities don't come back. But what if I told you there's a technique so simple it can break this cycle in just 5 seconds? In this video, you're going to discover how to use the 5-second rule to overcome procrastination. Act with daily courage and transform your life instantly. And if you want to learn how to create real change, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications because what we're about to share might be the ultimate motivation hack you've been waiting for. Picture that morning when your alarm goes off and your mind immediately starts negotiating with you, saying that 5 more minutes in bed won't make a difference. But somewhere deep inside, a quiet voice knows that choice will set the tone for your whole day. This is where the countdown method from Mel Robbins comes in. A direct and effective approach that stops your brain from sabotaging your own intentions. Before hesitation takes over, you start a mental countdown from 5 to 1. And the moment you hit 1, you move, you get up, you speak, you decide. There's no time to stop hesitating, and that's the secret we're going to explore. The creator of this method, Mel Robbins, discovered that the biggest barrier to reaching our goals isn't a lack of knowledge or opportunity, but the tiny gap between intention and action. That minuscule space where excuses are born and gain strength. When you fill that gap with a countdown, you're using the neuroscience of habits to train your brain to act before fear and justifications have a chance to appear. And the most powerful part is that this technique can be applied to any area of life, from improving your morning routine tip to making career decisions, starting important conversations, or saying yes to opportunities you'd normally let pass you by. You might think it's too simple to be effective, but that simplicity is exactly what makes it so powerful. It doesn't require preparation, tools, or long training sessions. Just the discipline to use the countdown whenever you feel yourself hesitating. Every time you practice, you reinforce a new mental pattern of quick decision-making. And the more you practice, the more natural it becomes to move quickly, leaving less and less room to stop procrastinating or let fear take over. Now imagine you're in an important meeting. A valuable idea pops into your head, but you feel that lump in your throat. Your heart races and an inner voice tells you it's better to stay silent. That's the moment you activate the countdown method. You count down in your head and you speak. You don't just share the idea, you also start being perceived as someone with a natural confidence booster, prepared and with presence. This is a side effect few people mention. The technique not only drives you to action, it changes how others see you, and that opens doors that once seemed out of reach. Optimized insights: the 5-second rule works by blocking the gap between intention and action. The technique is simple but powerful because it stops excuses before they appear. Every use of the countdown strengthens the habit of quick decision-making. Applying the method changes not only your results, but also how others perceive you. And if you think you already know how to apply it, wait until you hear the real-life transformation stories that show the power of this actionable advice in intense situations. In the next part, we're going to dive into stories of people who use these 5 seconds to turn the game around, and how you can use them to overcome even the most challenging moments of your life. You've already seen how the 5-second rule can change small decisions in your day. But when we apply this technique in high-stakes moments, the results multiply dramatically. Picture an athlete about to compete. The lights are on them. The crowd is waiting. The pressure threatens to paralyze every muscle in their body. That's when counting from 5 to 1 turns tension into a burst of energy and absolute focus. Now, swap the athlete for yourself in any challenge in your life, and see how this same motivation hack can unleash your action at the exact moment. You need to move, but would normally hesitate. Maybe you've been in a situation where an opportunity appeared out of nowhere. A job opening, an invitation for a partnership, or even a chance to connect with someone you admire. And in that decisive moment, your mind started offering a list of excuses. It's not the right time. I'm not ready. Maybe later, and that later never happened. This is where the power of the countdown method comes in, because it doesn't negotiate with your hesitation. It crushes your justifications and puts your body in motion before you can hide behind the comfort of inaction. A real example comes from professionals who changed careers by using this rule. They saw a position posted, felt the urge to apply, but knew that if they waited until the next day, their courage would fade. So they counted from 5 to 1 and sent their resume right away. That simple act led to interviews, offers, and life changes that never would have happened if they had delayed the decision. Because, most of the time, big changes don't come from complex plans, but from immediate actions that break the pattern of endless waiting. When you understand that your brain is wired not to seek risk, but to seek safety, it's clear why you often avoid acting. The 5-second rule is a proven confidence booster that helps override that programming and puts you back in control. Each time you use it, you reinforce the belief that you can do what needs to be done, even without perfect confidence or motivation. And repetition slowly reshapes your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who procrastinates, and start seeing yourself as someone who acts with daily courage. It might seem hard to believe that something so simple works, but the proof is in the thousands of people who've used the method to speak when they wanted to stay silent, get up when they wanted to stay in bed, or try when they wanted to give up. These moments, stacked together, build a new life. Because there's no transformation without action, and action doesn't wait for motivation. It starts with actionable advice you can use instantly. And before we continue, if this content is helping you overcome procrastination and giving you clear strategies to act with more courage, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next parts. We're still going to explore advanced ways to apply this neuroscience of habits and how it can be used even in critical decisions that define the direction of your life. Optimized insights using the 5-second rule in high-impact moments multiplies results. Small, immediate actions can create huge changes. The technique helps override the brain's natural programming for safety. Repeating the method reshapes your identity into someone who acts. And in the next part, we're going into an even deeper territory, showing how to use this quick decision-making approach to break down emotional barriers, the ones that feel like part of who you are, but can be dismantled in seconds, and how that can unlock not only your present, but also your future. Now that you understand how the 5-second rule can transform everyday decisions and high-impact moments, it's time to take it to a deeper level, applying it to break down emotional barriers and limiting beliefs you've been carrying for years. Maybe you're afraid to put yourself out there, to start a project, to move to a new city, or even to speak up in front of important people. These barriers didn't appear overnight. They're the result of years of mental conditioning. And the most surprising part is that they can start to crumble with a simple countdown method. When you act despite fear, you send a powerful message to your brain, a confidence booster that redefines what's safe and what's possible. Picture someone who grew up being told they didn't have leadership skills. And over time, that belief became a massive wall inside them, until one day, they get the chance to lead a project. The first instinct is to step back, but this time, they take a deep breath, start the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and say yes. In that instant, they didn't just accept an opportunity. They struck the first blow against years of self-sabotage. And the more times They repeat this process, the weaker that wall becomes, until it disappears completely. This technique is also powerful for dealing with social anxiety situations, walking into a room full of strangers, speaking in public, or defending an idea in front of critics. Every time you activate the countdown method and move toward action instead of retreat, you're applying the neuroscience of habits to rewire your response. Repetition gradually removes the emotional weight that once felt impossible to control. What once was fear begins to turn into daily courage. Here's a crucial point. The 5-second rule is not about eliminating negative emotions, but about stopping them from controlling your decisions. You can still feel insecurity, nervousness, or doubt, but you learn to act anyway. That's what separates those who achieve from those who just dream. Those who decide from those who wait, and those who build from those who only watch. This is actionable advice for anyone who wants to beat self-doubt and live with intention. Throughout this summary, we've seen how this method can transform not only individual actions, but also your identity, your positioning, and how the world reacts to you. Every use is a brick in building a more active, courageous, and opportunity-filled life. And that construction starts with one simple decision, one that fits in the space of 5 seconds. Optimized insights, the 5-second rule helps dismantle deep emotional barriers. Acting despite fear sends a new signal to the brain about what's possible. The technique transforms anxiety and hesitation into quick decision-making through repetition. It's not about eliminating emotions, but about preventing them from controlling your actions. If you want to keep learning practical, proven strategies to overcome procrastination, boost productivity, and achieve results that once seemed out of reach, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and explore the other content, because here you'll find lessons for every area of life, all aimed at turning your potential into reality.